Now to the deadly shooting in Louisville, Kentucky. Police now investigating after one person was shot dead at a Black Lives Matter rally yesterday. Demonstrators had gathered to protest the death of Breonna Taylor. Taylor, the black woman who was shot and killed by police in her own home in Louisville back in March. With that, let's bring in Laura McQuillan. She's been looking at the details for us this morning. So at this hour, Laura, what do we know?
Well, very few details coming out from police, Michael. They haven't said whether they've made an arrest or who they might be looking for, nor have they named the victim. As you mentioned, one man shot dead. We know another person was wounded in the shooting, and the gunman firing from a sidewalk into a park where demonstrators were protesting. We have some video from social media to show you, but I want to warn you, it may be disturbing. Take a look at this. The video showing, and we've given you a still image here, that gunman standing on the sidewalk there, and then you see people taking shelter. These people are not wounded, but they are lying on the ground, escaping the gunman as he fired more than a dozen shots into that park. Police on the scene, and you see tents around the park. That's because demonstrators had actually set up there. They'd been camping out after many protests in this same park in recent weeks, sparked by the police killing of George Floyd in Minneapolis, but that had prompted a renewed look at the death of Breonna Taylor, as you mentioned, killed by police in her own home in March as they executed a no-knock search warrant. She was shot 8 times and died of her injuries there, and in recent weeks there has been mounting pressure from protesters, not just in the US, not just in Louisville, but really calls from around the world for justice in that case. Today, 107 days since Breonna Taylor was shot dead, and now new questions being asked about this latest shooting, another fatal shooting in that city, and not many answers coming out, Michael.
Where do things stand, though, in terms of any investigation into the officers in the original case? As we track what is happening right now with the shooting in the park, really this was a protest about what happened to Breonna Taylor as well.
That's right. So earlier in the week, you'll recall that one police officer was fired by the Louisville Police Department. Brett Hankerson is his name, and he is now appealing his termination, though the police chief of Louisville had said that he had committed extreme violations of police policies when he fired into Breonna Taylor's house some 10 rounds. Now, the other 2 officers who were executing that search warrant with him remain on the force, though they are on administrative duties. While that is the backdrop here, while that's what's happening right now with those officers, we know there are investigations ongoing. One by the Police Public Integrity Unit, one by Kentucky's Attorney General, and another by the FBI, which is looking at whether there were civil rights breaches in this case when police executed that search warrant. So many eyes on this, not just from law enforcement viewpoints, but around the world. Now another shooting, as protesters were already demanding charges in this case. We're waiting to get an update from police, and one of the big questions will be, was this shooting overnight targeted? Were they motivated by targeting a group protesting Black Lives Matter and for justice for Breonna Taylor? We'll have to wait and see, Michael.
Okay, Laura, thank you for that.